What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 Trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Monday, March 18th, 2024, and this is how we traded SPY today. But before we get into that, if you like our videos, please consider liking and subscribing, and don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can know when new content is dropped. Also, share it with your friends and leave us a comment. We would also greatly appreciate that as well. Every single comment, if you leave me a comment, I will absolutely respond to that, folks. So let's get back to the chart. So pre-market high, got pre-market high sitting at 513.99, pre-market low sitting at 509.83. Now you will notice that the pre-market high and the pre-market low are both 30-minute zones. And as a matter of fact, with the exception of this line right here, so what do we got here? 511.58. Every other line on this chart is a 30-minute zone. So we have 30-minute supply zones up top. We have 30-minute demand zones down low. So we can take plays out of those specific zones in the opposite direction. So you got a demand zone down low. That's essentially the market saying, hey, this is a good value at this level. It runs up into a supply zone. That's the market saying, hey, I don't know that I can get any more for this particular equity at a specific time, so I'm going to sell it here. So it's that constant dance between levels, folks. And again, the higher the time frame, the stronger the levels. That's why I use these different 30-minute zones for my trading. I mean, that's what I use. So I'm a 920 trader, but I do use the 30-minute zones for confirmation and also as targets throughout the day. So let's see how we did today in the market. So this first play right out of the gate, folks, we had first candle close, so 9:31 this morning, 9:31 Eastern time. Actually 9:30, close of the 9:30 candle. We were able to breach this 513.99. Again, pre-market high. So at that point, we were able to use that level as support. And I told the folks in the group, I said, if we breach this level and hold above, we're going to use that as support, not in on this play. I waited just a few minutes before I put on a play this morning. So this was the play to the upside. Breach, hold, use that level as support. Ran up through this next level, 514.42, and then up to this next 30-minute level. Excellent, excellent play. Out of the gate for anybody who caught it. That's, I don't know, 50-cent move, 50, 60-cent move back up to the upside. Somewhere right around in there, folks. Where do you want to close the level at? If you start struggling to get past levels, that's where you want to close the trade, folks. That's where you want to do it. Didn't take anything to the downside, although I had the good old death cross to the downside, 920 VWAP and POC. POC was right around here at that time. Didn't take it only because, you know what, we're kind of trending up. Wait till that I get that play to the upside. I might have missed something big to the downside, but again, that's okay. That first play out of the gate for me said, okay, you could have taken anywhere in this area. So here are the whys behind taking trades at specific levels. So we have this level down here, 513.83. Again, that's a 30-minute zone. So you said, okay, I know I've got good support there. Let's take that there. You could have taken it on the breach of this, again, this pre-market high. So we got this close in the fishtail. So that's between the 9 and the 20. I said, you know what? I want to wait until we get above VWAP. So above VWAP, that gives me a little extra safety, okay, because VWAP, it likes to act as support when we're above and resistance when we are below. So I took out a couple of different levels. So 1, 2, 3 different levels, closed it out when we got up to this specific level right in here, folks. So I took that. I did not take it to the downside, but I decided, you know what? This trade worked out earlier at this level. So actually, I took puts down in this level. I thought we'd be able to breach. A little bit late in this play, but I said to the group, I said, okay, if we get below that 514.42, I think we got a good chance of making it down to 513.99. And you know what? It didn't. So I took the L on the play. You know what? It happens. You know, at this point, it'd been okay. You know, decent. Now, on Wednesday, not to talk about Wednesday today, but on Wednesday it's FOMC day, folks. It's a crazy, crazy day in the market. So the days preceding FOMC day, so specifically tomorrow, so Tuesday, so the day before FOMC days, generally speaking, and go back and look at the chart in the day directly before FOMC day, and I think what you're going to find is that You don't generally get the best moves on days like those. And, once you get into FOMC day, volatility gets really, really high. And then we get reports that come out at 2 o'clock. And then we have Jay Powell that comes out at 2:30, and we see these wild swings. But I'm going to repeat. I would take CPI day, which happened last week. I'll take CPI day 100 times over FOMC any day of the week. But again, folks, you can have massive plays on FOMC days. But again, today is just one of those days where you're thinking, I don't know if there's going to be any good setups today. There are good setups every day. But how motivated is the market to do anything, realizing that FOMC is in a couple of days? So at this point, early, I thought, you know what? Let's just kind of chill, watch the chart, see what happens. I missed some plays, folks. I missed some plays a good part of the day. Missed them to the upside, missed them to the downside, missed this really nice play to the downside. But again, where are you getting in? I mean, where's your safety? You had safety right here. Back to the upside. I missed this play to the downside. I think I was getting ready to go to lunch right around here. As a matter of fact, I know I was getting ready to go to lunch in here. But again, we had crosses to the upside, crosses to the downside. Looks at this time that our crosses to the downside were much better plays where we're below VWAP. But once we breach that VWAP to the downside, it just starts making lower lows and lower lows. Or lower highs and lower lows. But again, we're just taking out some levels in here, folks. I was getting back to lunch right around in here, so I thought, you know what? Let's see what we do up against VWAP. Now, on this play right here, this was my best play of the day, and it was good. I think I picked up a $1 move out of this play in 2 or 3, 4 minutes, somewhere right around in there. I was telling the group, folks, if we can get above VWAP, and particularly if we can breach this level up here, so this 514.42, I think it's got a good chance of getting up to that next level and then maybe making a run. But along that time, I think the POC was down here, 513-ish, somewhere right down in here. But about that time, POC moved up. So POC moved up right along where VWAP was. So I changed my tune. I said, folks, we just had something crazy happen in here. We had 3 things that happened on the same, or actually 4 things that happened on the same candle, or right around the same candle. We failed to get above that 514.42. We had a breach of the 9 back to the downside. We had a breach of the VWAP back to the downside, and a breach of POC all to the downside on the same couple of candles. So at that point, I said, I don't have a whole lot of risk in the play. I would have used this swing high as my stop had I stopped out of this play. But I didn't have to. Now, there was no way, absolutely positively no way to predict that this thing was going to absolutely dump. And $1 is a good move inside 2 or 3 minutes. $1 is always a good move. But again, no way to predict that we're going to have any kind of candle or a couple of candles like these, particularly after you're just kind of running up. But again, caught this candle right here for a really nice move. And the folks in the group asked me, why did I do it? And I said, well, because 9 crossed to the downside, VWAP and POC. And again, we failed to breach that 514.42 up here. So that was my trigger to get into that play. I think it was probably my best executed trade of the day. And it proved to be a really nice play back to the downside. I closed it into strength right in here, folks. I had my finger on the market. At this point, I was just thinking, we're going to have to breach this to the downside. If we breach this to the downside, hey, you know what? I missed the rest of this play. But based on the fact that we had not done that the entire day, I thought, you know what? Take the trade off the table. You can always get back in if you have another cross to the downside, bounced around, and then, take it to the downside again. That didn't happen right in here. Now, we're getting late in the day at this point, folks. We're an hour and 15 minutes at this point until the close. And I'm thinking, you know what? It has been a really good day at this point. Obviously didn't take anything to the upside and to the downside. I was thinking, I just don't know if there's very much juice left in the squeeze. This level right here, so this 513.51, pay close attention to this level. This was, again, every level on here is it's a 30-minute level. So I think 350 happened right in here. 350 did happen where what happened was we breached this 51 to the downside, breached this 45 to the downside. We had super thin volume. Let me show you that thin volume here real quick at that 45 level. So the 45 level is going to be right in here, folks. So you see all I'm going to bring this over here a little bit. See that all of this thin volume right in here? There's just very, very little to hold it up. Didn't realize we're going to get as much volume as we did, so I chose to not play it. Again, pretty late in the day, it would have been an absolute banger of a play. This is the level that I was shooting for all day. I kept telling the folks, I said, we have all of this heavy volume up top. We have all of this thin volume down low. I think it'd be easier for them to push it down, at least in the short term, than it would be to push it back up. Because again, we got this thin volume down here. Once it hit this level down here, so this 51 level and then this 45 level right here, it just absolutely tanked. And it was a beautiful, beautiful move back to the downside. Big gainer. Wish I would have been in, but I was not in on the play. Again, I wish I would have been in. But it's just one of those things. It doesn't matter, folks. I wasn't in on the play, so there's no need to say, hey, I caught that thing for a 300% gain or anything like that, because that's not the case. I wasn't in on the play. It was a good day, folks. It was a really, really good day in the market. It was a tough day to trade, folks. I'll be the first one to say it's a tough day to trade. I mean, look at all of this, just kind of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now, if you look at it from this is your 5-minute view right here. So look at it on the 5-minute view. It looks a lot cleaner now than it did earlier. But if you look at something like the 3-minute view, there's your 3-minute view. And it's not the best looking chart in the world. So smooth it out a little bit, folks. Look at your higher time frames. Always be aware of what's going on the higher time frames. And again, that's just my opinion. I think it'll make you a better trader in the long run if you do look at those higher time frames, particularly in setting your levels off of those 30-minute demand zones down low and supply zones up top. But folks, that's how she played out today. Overall, it was a good day. We had some periods where it wasn't a whole lot of fun to trade, but that's kind of to be expected in the days leading directly up to FOMC. I mean, we got FOMC, and those days are crazy. If you have not traded FOMC day before, just sit back and watch, folks. There's absolutely no reason why you have to trade it. If you find yourself on the good end of a trade on FOMC day, you're going to do very, 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 very well. If you find yourself on the wrong end of a trade on FOMC day, you're going to, bad things could potentially, not bad things, but you'll find yourself on the bad end of a trade for no particular reason other than you thought it was a good idea to trade during FOMC. So the hours between essentially 2 o'clock Eastern time, that's when the report comes out. And then Jerome Powell comes out at 2:30, and he's got his prepared remarks. And then he follows it up with a question and answer period. So anyway, that's on Wednesday tomorrow. Again, go back and look and see historically what happens the day leading up to FOMC. And then you have to make the decision. Do I want to trade on a day like this? That's the question, folks. Do you? Maybe you do. Maybe you'll get a big move. Maybe you won't. I have no earthly idea. But that's how she played out today. Overall, it was a good day. Every day is a good day, folks. Special request. I don't do this often. I've never done it on a video before. My best friend in the world, his daughter has a medical issue right now. If you would please, her name is Bailey. If you would please, if you're a praying person, a person of faith, please send one up to whatever you pray for. And seriously, please send or say a word for Bailey. I would greatly appreciate that. But anyway, that's how she played out today, folks. If you enjoy our videos, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you will know when we drop new content, which again is just about every day and sometimes on the weekend. Also, consider giving this a share and leave us a comment. We always appreciate the comments. Now, if you're interested in live daily trading, so every single day, folks, from bell to bell, every single day the market is open from bell to bell, we do live daily trading in our live trading Discord. It's called Trading Decoded. We're going to give you that first week for free. If you like it, great. If it's not for you, we understand that. But every single day, folks, this is what we do. We talk about these trades every single day. We talk about the different setups. We give reasons for getting into trades. We give reasons for staying in and reasons for staying out of trades. We can never tell you to put on a trade here or take a trade off the table there. We can't do that. All we can do is based on what we see in the market, we can say, hey, based on this, If you're looking for something, this needs to be your stop, and you've got a target up here. So again, that's how we do it every single day, Trading Decoded. Now, if you're interested in the 920 trading strategy, head on over to 920trading.com. Everything, the entire strategy is there. So 100%. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on an overpriced trading program that might work for you. It might work for you, folks. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Everything you need right now, folks, is at 920trading.com. And again, if you're interested in that live daily trading, head over to our live trading Discord, Trading Decoded. And again, all of that information is down below. Just click on the links. It'll take you directly there. So I hope everybody had a great day today. But above all else, I hope you all followed your specific trading plan today. Watch out for the market tomorrow, folks. We don't know what's going to happen. But again, do that research into what happens, generally speaking, before FOMC day. That's how it worked today, folks. We appreciate everybody for spending a little bit of your precious time with us today. Again, I hope everybody has a great day. We're going to do this again tomorrow. We're going to trade tomorrow, and we're going to have an update video tomorrow again. So everybody have a great rest of the day, and we will see you in the markets.